Hi friends, back to Feminist Lawyer here with some more lovely news from both my alma maters, Kennesaw State University and Emory University. As most of you know, yesterday there were protests against the genocide in Gaza on both the Kennesaw State University, KSU, and the Emory University campuses. Kennesaw State University, where I got my BA, is a newer university. Actually wasn't even a university when my older siblings went there. It was just a college, Kennesaw College. So it's just like kind of now gaining like more ground. It's actually, I believe it's the largest university in Georgia now, but it's been since, I went to college that all of this prestige happened. Emory University, on the other hand, has been an extremely prestigious university for, multiple decades, for a very long time. It's an old and respected university here in Atlanta, which is where I got my second law degree. And to my shock and surprise, KSU had the protests against both Cop City, which is the military-style police training facility that will serve to cut out the lungs of Atlanta by raising protected forest and building, a massive industrial police and fire training facility that no one in Atlanta wants except the people that will get rich off it. That's a whole nother story. But the chief part of the protest was against the genocide in Gaza. And those who marched at KSU were able to do so peacefully, and there was no interference, not a police officer in sight. It was a peaceful, calm, and, fully executed protest. Whereas at Emory University, where I got my second law degree there, you'd think they would know better. The president of Emory University sent in the Emory and Atlanta police departments to brutalize the protesters. If you want to look up video, go ahead, but I have to warn you, it's disturbing. I mean, there are students with their faces being ground into the ground. They arrested the head of the philosophy department. Respected faculty and community members and students were getting arrested and beaten up. And I mean, it was just nasty, violent. They're dragging people across the ground. It was awful. And as an alumna of Emory University, of course, I was on the mailing list for the president's letters that he sent out. And I'm going to tell you exactly what he said. He says, "Dear Emory community, early this morning, several dozen protesters entered our Atlanta campus and set up an encampment on the quad. These individuals are largely not affiliated with Emory and were disrupting the university as our students finished classes and prepared for finals." That's a lie. "This is completely unacceptable. In response to this encampment, the Emory Police Department notified these individuals that they were trespassing. When they refused to leave, law enforcement cleared the quad. I asked violently. They did it violently. I ask each of you to use judgment and show compassion for everyone with whom you share this community. It's essential that we preserve an atmosphere of respect on campuses at all times." It's so funny when people call for respect, it means compliance. Will provide additional updates moving forward. Sincerely, Gregory Fenves, the president. And my response: shame on you. I have never been ashamed to be an Emory grad, but the response to this morning's peaceful protest humiliated me in my affiliation with the university. Shame, shame, shame. And I thought that would be the end of it, but this morning he doubled down. In this further letter, because it's much longer, he attempted to characterize the protesters as violent. And there, I guess, had been an incident of some sort of vandalism on the quad a little earlier in the week. So he was sort of blaming these protesters for the vandalism earlier in the week. And then he said, oh, how terribly disturbed he was that people were arrested in this process and how he's committed to helping them get out of prison. He put them there. Then he says that the events echo other events in other universities nationwide. And he says, I understand that the ongoing effects of the war in Israel and Gaza, including the humanitarian crisis engulfing the Palestinian people and the hostage crisis involving Israeli citizens, continues to stir painful emotions. Dude, it's not a war, it's a genocide. And then he said that they condemn violence as a university. He brought the violence. And he says, I understand that there's disagreement on difficult issues. Well, if you disagree with someone protesting genocide, you on the wrong side, bro. If you disagree with someone who wants to exercise their rights to speak out for people who are being murdered in the streets, then you are on the wrong side, bro. And this was my response. Shame on you. Trying to walk back the optics of violently attacking student protesters is disgusting and insulting. MLK Jr. said that, quote, riot is the language of the unheard. Yet, this was nowhere near a riot. You're lucky the protesters didn't respond to your aggression in kind. Even KSU, a university with not a modicum of the prestige that you're ruining for Emory, was supportive of student protest and endured without incident on the very same day. Let's not mince words here. These students, respected faculty, and community members were violently attacked by the police on your orders, Mr. President. Resign while you may still do so with a shred of dignity. Yup, I'm calling for his resignation. Step down, President Fenves. You look back on any time in history where someone has sided with the ruling class against student protest, and you tell me when they were ever in the right to do that. This is shameful behavior, and I have always been so proud to have gotten my second law degree from Emory, and today I am ashamed. And KSU, I'm looking at y'all. Man, that was awesome. You guys show them how it looks. You guys just spanked Emory in the class department. Good for you. Stay safe out there, friends. Keep fighting that good fight, no matter what they say.